check. Don't talk
Check
about
one.
it. Check one,
Check
two,
one.
check one, two, check. Check 1 2 check 1 2 check.
Okay.
Cheeky.
All right, Pat. Let's get you.
Check.
Just do
check.
it normal. Don't do funny
Check.
stuff with it.
Check testing.
Okay, and then mine is good, and then Pierce left. Okay, I don't know what Pierce is doing.
Well, I realize that we can close this.
Oh, Pierce, careful. Come on.
I am being careful, Cameron. Shut up.
He's not gonna break those doors. I'm worried about the doors breaking him.
That is what
Yeah.
I'm worried about
Happened
too.
earlier.
Check. Checking it out. Checking it out.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, I think we're all good. We're all ready.
All right, let's do it.
If everyone's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the cameras are on and stuff.
Are they recording?
Come here. Let me see your butt.
Podcast to the Nautilus.
Crap monster. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Matt?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, new studio's looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you got
this is great.
yeah. You have.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Tell
to
me
be
what
honest.
why do you need 3 keyboards?
I don't
Oh,
need
you just
3 keyboards.
Okay.
I just because they look cool.
they do look cool. Yeah. You ever play them at the same time? One song.
I
Yeah,
heard
we're
that.
hearing
Please
popping.
tell me you heard
Yeah,
that.
we're hearing popping.
I did not hear the popping because I have headphones on, but what I will tell you is that there was some interference just there in the audio
Wow.
that everybody will be able to hear. It went, did it?
Yeah.
Right when you guys
right
pointed.
when we heard the
I'm
pop.
completely serious.
Oh my
As to
God.
I'll let you say this is y'all's show. I'm just a kid.
No,
No,
was gonna say-
you're the expert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I was
know
just
what
going
the
to say
fuck
as
that
to what
means.
the show is about to begin with, right? Are we not?
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, we're here in North Carolina with Matthew Devita, paranormal investigator. He also is all things audiovisual,
A master.
master of all things
I
audiovisual,
would say master.
and
Expert.
IT, information technology degree holder,
Support specialist.
But anyway, we're at his studio. And stuff's been getting weird. We had a door fall on Pierce's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce is here too.
Pierce's,
I'm here and
Matt said,
I'm here in spirit.
well,
Oh, you're here
You
in-
were almost
in
here
real
in
it.
physically.
You were almost
I'm
only
here in
here
spirit.
You were almost just in spirit. Yeah.
Right.
It's
yeah, because you almost murdered me.
that's one
What
big
did
door.
that? See, and that's what a ghost does. It tears people apart.
And I would've
I
felt
watched
how-
it. He was far away from the door, and the door.
Yeah,
came
but he
right
placed
back.
the door so precariously, like a time bomb, like a Bugs Bunny villain.
I would have felt horribly forever had anything bad happened to you.
Pierce had died.
You would have felt really bad if he
my
died.
head just explodes. Door falls on my head and it
I mean,
cracks
not only would I
open.
have gone to jail, but I would have literally felt
I'm
horrible.
not sure you would have gone to jail.
We would have covered it up.
I would have not
Yeah.
told them that it was your fault. I would have
Yeah.
said it was a ghost.
We would have dealt with it
Yeah.
in one way or
Uh-huh.
another.
I guess most murders that have happened while people were in the middle of talking about ghosts go completely unsolved.
Yeah, because it's like, well, also like you deserved it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you were inviting something.
Yeah.
What?
Kind of like
Did you hear another crazy thing?
No,
No,
I was just laying down the law.
He's just making a face at people, I guess. I don't know what's
Well,
going on.
we're recording it on video now, so I figure.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. This is the first time. My instinct when Patrick does something like this is to be like, what are you doing? Nobody can see you.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess there's a
Mhm.
possibility that people can see him
Can I
right
add
now.
to the listeners?
Yeah.
Feel free to review this video or audio podcast and see if they hear anything that's not part of this podcast.
Yeah, you guys should
Yeah.
find a way to dump all of the metadata into the podcast.
Tell me
release
one
as
thing.
well.
Have you ever opened up some audio and put it in one of those spectrogram or whatever things, and you see a big 6-pointed star, devil horn,
Yeah, or a 666 embedded into the waveform.
or an open mouth
Yeah.
with a tongue?
No, but we've got some pretty horrible audio from investigations. We've
Just,
had,
like,
we've had,
horrible.
Audio that plays without even being pressed.
Yeah.
I mean, like voices caught on audio that says like "get out," things
Uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah.
you know.
And what's
What's
more
the-
horrible than
what's-
that?
Not a whole lot.
Not
No.
much. What's the longest sentence that you've ever caught?
So when we did an investigation in downtown Wilmington, I caught an EV. So EVP, for those that don't, electronic voice phenomenon, it's when we get audio, but we can't hear it with our own ears. If we hear it with our own ears, it's known as a disembodied spirit. So just clarify that before we go any farther. But the sentence was, "Hey man, how about stepping away from me?"
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow, that
Wow.
guy's kind of got a cool thing going.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
A
He's
rough
not
and
so straight.
tumble.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is, I'm
Hey
straight
there,
legit.
bud.
That
Some
was
kind of punk.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm quoting. Hey man, how about stepping away from me?
Wow.
Wow.
That was the
Yeah.
EVP we caught.
Could not have been a Civil War guy.
No.
No.
Well,
Definitely
that's
not.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could have been. Yes, I would say
more modern.
a little more modern.
But don't you think that maybe a ghost would? I mean, ghosts are walking around, floating around, seeing. They're watching girls and shit. They know
On HBO?
Yeah, they're like. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're watching shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught on, and so they're hip to the new lingo and stuff, right?
I believe it depends on the entity. We
Right.
talked about this early.
Yeah, so there could be like a dorky entity.
If it's an intelligent entity, then who knows what's possible. But
Yeah.
if it's more like a residual entity that's caught in a loop per se, probably
That's true.
not.
I could also see, like, for example, maybe the ghost of a 50s businessman. It might be likely for this businessman to pick up on the lingo and perhaps say that a person's brain or blood was bussin' when he's haunting them.
Yeah.
But maybe a ghost of a caveman or a Homo neanderthalis or something with kind of a lessened brain capacity would not be able to say anything besides ooka booka.
Because they don't have they never learned to talk in the first place.
Exactly.
So
Right.
you're not going to be able to say a single vowel,
Bussin',
let alone
bussin', or-
bussin',
yeah.
or something like
But
that.
now there's debatables on that as well over, can entities learn? That's something else to consider. Depending on how long the entity lingers after life, can it become more intelligent or is it going to stay the same intelligent as it was when
Sure.
I kind of like
So,
your
like,
idea.
do you think a caveman could, like, be Einstein level if it was around long
I do
enough?
like your idea of a caveman spirit. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
I think about it.
I think you just
a
want to
lot.
hear a Oonga Boonga EVP.
That would be pretty incredible.
I mean, who wouldn't want to hear a Oonga Boonga EVP?
I
Yeah.
would love to.
I'm
Because
I've been
there's,
doing this-
odds
Me catch
are,
mammoth.
Yeah.
How about you step away from me?
hey, bud, how about you step away?
my wife. Stop looky.
That's right.
Any of those would be great.
Yeah.
I guess so often it's people are afraid of Native American burial grounds, but almost everywhere is probably a caveman's
Yeah.
grave.
Well, do you think the Ice Age kind of depleted all that?
Well, they could be called different things in different parts of the world, not necessarily just caveman. So,
True.
They could be They could be called anything.
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
Neanderthal 1, 2? Is that a term?
Yeah.
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 Neanderthal. I don't
It
think.
turns out that there's really not that many caves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
people
it's
can't
more-
always find a cave. Sometimes a caveman is born outside of a cave and
Look,
he
And
never
it's
finds
okay.
one.
Yeah.
I'm here because I have not found a good cave.
Exactly.
You're a house man.
Yeah.
But because I haven't found a good cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand by that statement.
You could do a cave thing. I think
I mean,
a
this
cave setup
kinda-
would be
it-
pretty
it-
strong.
I think
for you.
a stalagmite or stalactite there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Maybe a
cool.
stalagmite there.
Is
Yeah,
which
if
one?
a stalagmite or a stalactite was up there, I don't care which one.
Well, I forget which one is the one because
It don't matter.
It's a mite comes up and a
Right.
tite comes down.
Did I tell you guys my uncle deceived me so hard? Like he gave a very cogent explanation of what they were, and he was like, "Yeah, stalactite because tigers roam on the jungle floor, and stalagmite because mountains grow." And I was like,
That was
stuck
very
with
That doesn't
me.
sound very cogent at all.
Well, I can't.
He gave me
Monkeys! It was monkeys. He said monkeys swing from the trees above and tigers roam on the floor below.
But it's the
it's
complete
reverse.
opposite.
The best
is,
one of
yeah.
those. Monkeys don't roam on the floor, and tigers don't swing from trees.
But the mite and the tite are opposite.
That's
from
what I
what
meant.
was said.
It's pretty obvious what I meant there.
The best one of those is desert and desert. You know, because
'Cause
a
it's-
desert is super. Or a desert
I wanna
is
tell
It's
a
not,
very
joke so
sparse.
bad
There's
right
not
now.
enough.
Oh,
desert is
yeah, go
sparse,
for it.
But a dessert is super sweet.
So what do you get
Oh,
when
super sweet. A desert is one
For me-
snake.
A desert has a
Yeah.
snake.
What I've always thought is a
but
desert. There's
sparsely in snakes.
a desert. There's not as much stuff there, so there's only one S. And a dessert, it's like
There's
like
just so much.
there's so
A
much.
desert
It's
is bigger
bountiful.
than a desert.
A desert is not sparse, which has two S's, when it comes to sand, which has one S.
Yes,
I'm so lost.
we're kind of
So-
like
It's
lingering.
Yeah, what was that
mnemonics.
joke you had?
So what do you get if you were to cross a An elephant with a rhinoceros, since we're talking animals.
Mm-hmm.
Elefano.
Oh, that's good.
That is good. It only kind of
Yeah.
works if you have a British accent, I guess.
It would work better for sure.
Here, bump the mic after that joke.
Got it.
Nice.
Elefino.
There you
Elefino.
go.
Elefino.
Elefino.
That would be a Elefino.
Elefano.
I think it will be a Elefino.
Great.
Excuse me, could I mustache you a question?
Oh, that's,
no.
Yeah.
I must
Yeah.
ask you
Yeah.
a question.
Could I...
I think you'd have to drop the could I.
Excuse me, sir. Would it be so wrong if I mustache you a... Oh, no, that does work.
Yeah,
Would it
that
be so
one
wrong
works
if I mustache you?
fine. Yeah, that one works fine.
That one works too well.
Yeah.
So what's new with you? Anything going on? I mean, it's been probably close to a year, right?
I think
Yeah,
it's probably
almost,
a year.
almost
November,
exactly
I
a
think,
year.
So
Yeah.
I'm in. So, Cape for Soul Seekers has been disbanded.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's we're all good. I have rejoined another group called Erie Expeditions Paranormal, and it's all good. And we're all still friends. We just don't do. I'll still do some investigations, but it's just not going to be under Cape for Soul Seekers.
Yeah.
I'm involved in 3 productions currently underway, of which none of them I can talk about.
So why are you even bringing them up?
I will.
We
You
can't
just
talk about
you
it.
want to know what's going on?
All right,
I
I'll
can
guess.
kind of give you an idea what's going on.
We should
The
guess.
Queen.
No,
Okay.
Iron Man 5.
they're all. One of them is paranormal. 2 of them are paranormal related. One of them is gaming related.
Oh, right. You were telling us about this
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
Halo.
Yeah.
The Halo TV show. Peter Jackson.
What?
Peter
Halo?
Jackson didn't direct that. He was just gonna.
Peter
No,
Jackson.
it's going to be Magic the Gathering
Oh, okay.
related.
All right,
So,
cool.
the game
It
one.
doesn't take anything to get you to talk about the things that you say you can't talk
Well,
about.
I can't give like specific names of the shows.
Oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
At
All
least
right.
on.
That's what your NDA says?
Yes.
Stranger Things.
No.
Okay.
What do you think of Stranger Things? How much are they getting right? How much are they getting wrong?
So much I could talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let's
That's
it.
hear
a whole
it.
nother.
That's why you're here.
Well, but they're not doing they're doing more like dimensional
Mm-hmm.
rather than paranormal. Like,
Do you have any
spiritual.
interest in dimensional television?
No. So I like the first couple of seasons of
Yeah.
Stranger Thing. I thought it got. This is just my humble opinion. So, I just thought it got too chick flicky.
I agree.
For
Too
me.
much kissing.
There's
Yeah.
a girly stuff in
The
the
first
recent
2
season.
seasons, great.
Yeah, they
That
really
was just-
jumped the shark in
most
the third.
recent season, I heard that. Well, I saw some of it because my girlfriend was watching it.
Yeah,
Girl
big
show.
surprise there.
But I mean, a lot of these episodes are an hour and a half long, and more than half of the episode is like romantic.
And look, people are
Yeah.
going to hate on me for my opinion, but that's just the way I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
better
think-
buckle up because
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are going to be fucking mad about
yeah,
that.
they are. Look, they are on Facebook. Good
Yeah.
Lord, people are like, "You can't say that about it. It's great. It's the best show ever." And I'm like, I mean, that's great. I'm glad you like it. I just didn't like it after the second season.
Yeah, I didn't. I think it's. I think what they're doing now is wrong. I think it's a bad show.
I mean, who sings
Exactly. Keep
a
the
song
singing out
when
of
they're
it.
about to die?
The never-ending story
It was the
episode?
last episode I saw.
Yeah.
of that show.
Yeah, that was not good.
It just was not. That was not for me. Sorry.
What's
So-
what's the piece of media that you've watched where when you like it has to do with the paranormal and you've watched it and you're like, wow, that's exactly my experience, or what's the closest to like, oh, that is my experience with the
So
paranormal?
Fictional, right?
Fictional.
Not like a ghost.
So the
Not like a
Taps-
production that you've made.
So the Taps folks are close to the
Uh-huh.
real deal. Like I respect the Ghost Hunter people. I'm
not in
oh.
like not in a documentary, but in like
something
let's
like
say
The
Shining or
Conjuring
The
or The
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
Closest to your experience.
Shining was. that hotel is really legitly haunted.
No,
Right,
really?
but it does
heard
not
that.
necessarily actually flood blood. You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
but like he had experiences there when the writer who wrote that
Stephen King.
Yeah, and other people, tons of people have had experiences there. I would love to investigate that place.
God, that would be awesome.
That would be
Yeah.
incredible.
Insane.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
What is that? It's
Not a
not the
bad
Overlook
idea.
Hotel, is it?
That's the
It's
fictional
Stanley.
name.
It's the old
the-
Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, the
Oh,
old
okay.
Stanley.
And that place, it's beautiful, but it's
What's
it's
the Overlook
legit
Hotel?
The
That's
haunted.
Overlook
name of
Hotel is
it
the
in The
name of the
Shining.
hotel in,
Oh,
in
okay.
the
There's
story,
also one
but there's a
in
real
Woodstock.
hotel.
But
Uh-huh.
something like The Shining, to some extent, I've had, maybe I
Something
could
like
relate
The
to,
Shining.
And I assume you're talking about the ghost stuff in there, but
Yeah, when he's-
the psychic stuff too? Is that
Maybe a little bit of both, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do
Yeah,
you
but more spirit, more of the ghosts.
Do you
Yeah.
think that there's anything specifically paranormal, psychic about like people being twins?
Never really thought of it. But here's something else to think about, though, too. We hadn't even talked about, and I'm sorry for changing.
Oh no, it's
Just-
fine.
No,
it
yeah.
just
We'll
popped
come
in
back
my
to
head.
twins.
So there are conductors that enhance possible paranormal activity. Water, limestone as a big conductor.
Limestone.
limestone?
So I should have mentioned this earlier when we were talking about things just when we were hanging out. But
Yeah.
those can actually also be, debunkers as well.
Mhm.
If that is in the area. So it's something to think about when you're seeing these shows, and
Okay.
if people are having, sightings and this, that, and the other, and but they don't know for sure, then you do your research on what's around it. So with the Stanley Hotel, how much research have they done to see if it's definitely haunted or if there's other factors that might be causing particular sightings. So I don't know. I'm just saying, but
Sure.
I just wanted to. I know that got a little sidetracked a little bit, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I
Yeah.
think it's worth.
Yeah.
Limestone's interesting because does that lead to more? There are more kind of haunted places that have large limestone deposits nearby.
From my knowledge, possibly yes.
Okay.
Like a haunted bathroom.
Well, bathrooms, Bloody
There's
Mary.
a lot of
stuff
Bloody
like
Mary.
that.
There's a lot of limestone buildup.
Moaning
Yeah.
Myrtle.
Yeah,
stuff like
Moaning Myrtle. Where was that from?
From Harry Potter.
yeah.
Yeah. Hogwarts.
I'm like-
I heard Hogwarts
I'm like-
is actually built on
that.
a
You should
limestone
investigate
deposit.
Hogwarts.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be.
I am a huge fan of that movie. It's one of my, or the whole series.
Harry
I
Potter.
love
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
I thought the third one was the best. The movie, at least.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's hard. That's a toss up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good.
First
in my
one's
opinion.
good. Christmas.
The first one was
They
great.
all have Christmas.
The
in them.
Christmas happens in pretty much every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more of a.
It's one of the
Christmas
big
movie.
wizarding things.
No,
I like
Speaking
Goblet
of-
of Fire. I thought that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tri-Wizard Tournament.
that is a
Yeah.
really good one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas, we learned about something recently: the anti-Christmas. Right?
Never heard of it.
I mean, go
Anti-Claus.
ahead.
I've heard
Yeah.
anti-claus and
You know what?
Anti-
You just bring this
Claus.
up.
You want to bring it up and then
you want me to do all the
look
work?
at me and
I
Caleb
forgot a lot of it.
Why are you
Why did
bringing
you
it
bring
up
it up
then?
then?
I thought we were going to talk about this.
Why,
why
we
did-
don't need
why
to talk
did-
about it? When did we talk about talking about this?
I don't know.
Is this a ghost thing?
You said it. You
This
did
was,
say
uh,
earlier.
I didn't say let's bring it up on the podcast. I said, well, we'll show him that. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know what we're talking about.
I have no clue.
We
Never heard of
discovered the short story, which we'll send this over to you, I'm sure, and we
Yeah.
can maybe talk about it at length at some point. But we found a website with this person who purports to be a paranormal investigator who has traveled to the North Pole many times and met Santa Claus, and also
I
is
think I
fighting
have
against
heard
the
of that.
Anti-Claus.
Yeah?
Really?
I didn't know it was called Anti-Claus, though, but I think I've heard.
His organization is Mystic Investigations, and his name is Xavier Remington.
I've heard. That's what I've heard of.
You've heard of
Really?
Xavier
I've heard, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You've heard of Xavier
I
Remington?
think so.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Wow. Because
So-
we stumbled across it, and
Yeah.
we were like so intrigued.
We were trying
by
to
it.
figure out Santa Claus's birthday.
Look, can you pull that up?
I don't
I
have
got a
Wi-Fi
phone.
right
Here, wait.
now.
I
but-
also, just based on something we were talking about earlier, did you say that you have a SoundCloud of you being possessed by a
No,
spirit?
no, I have a SoundCloud clip. So my SoundCloud is Devita Studios, I think,
Mhm.
or Matt Devita, either one. It is we have caught a disembodied spirit at a cement plant that we investigated years ago.
Oh, I thought you had maybe audio of you in the throes
No,
of inviting.
I got taken over
Right.
at that plant.
But you don't have a recording of
No,
that.
but we have a recording.
I'll send you this, Matt. This is mysticinvestigations.com.
Cool. Yeah, send me that. we have a recording of who we believe took me over, which was a female spirit, and you can hear it on my SoundCloud page of her. We asked, "Am I the only person talking to you?" And there was 5 of us in this particular section, and she said yes.
So you got a disembodied voice.
Women be saying that though. Yeah, am I the only one you're talking to? They say yes.
Yeah,
You
they do.
never know.
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she answered appropriately then.
Yeah.
Was she? Did you? You didn't see her though.
No, we just, but we definitely heard her. Like, we heard her.
Did she have a hot voice, kind of breathy, like yes?
Oh, very close to that.
Really?
Wow.
Close to that, yes.
Whoa!
Maybe it was him playing a trick on
Oh
you.
man!
It was more of like a, yes.
Wow.
Well,
Oh crap!
Oh
It's
crap.
okay.
It
We have
doesn't
other
matter.
cameras.
It's
What is
completely
that?
fine.
That's just our GoPro.
That
Oh.
could be a mystic. Wait, this wasn't a mystic that took over you, was it?
No.
Oh, what's the difference between a mystic?
A
I
mystic
saw a
was
mystic.
foggy.
I saw a
Oh
mystic.
yes.
Yeah.
I, do remember
I
that,
saw a
yeah.
mystic when we investigated Lake Shawnee
Mhm.
with EEP about
Yeah.
a month and a half ago.
Now, I love. You've been a part of. How many different organizations have you been a part
Oh,
of through
a
the year?
few.
A few. I remember you had ASS,
which was still one of the best names ever.
assessing supernatural
It's the
spirits.
best one.
And now you have
Acknowledging
supernatural
spirits.
spirit. Assessing could have been even another
It could have
organization
been.
too.
Could have
Yeah.
been.
And now you have EEP, which is like
Well, that's not me. I'm
Okay.
just a part of
Oh,
that
Eep!
group.
I didn't even
yeah,
put that.
that's
together.
which is kind of like maybe
Yeah,
What
next
you would
is like
say when you
Jinkies
see-
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what you maybe would say
Oh,
when you see a
geez.
ghost.
Robbie,
Yeah. Oh, crap, it's a
Robbie
ghost.
Spencer is the founder of that group. He's a good guy.
Do you
I
think
have
he's
one.
aware of the fact that it is a
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think so.
yeah.
Pat,
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
Pat
tried
has
to
a-
come
Pat
up
He
has
with
has a
one.
great sense of humor.
I tried to come up with one. Paranormal Encounter Nocturnal Investigation Squad.
And what would that be?
Penis.
Oh Lord, I
Isn't
love
that
it.
a little? you love that? Isn't that maybe a little too crass, or maybe people stop taking you so professionally?
Maybe even ghosts
Look-
might not. Maybe ghosts would
Yeah.
be
Oh,
homophobic.
okay.
Well,
yeah,
here's the
exactly.
thing.
Because if you hate a penis, or if you it's homophobic, you're gay. If you're
I,
gay and you think
I had
penis.
the group called Ass, and people still invited me into their homes.
Yeah.
So, it just depends on the purpose. Of course, some people are not going to want us to come in there with that name, but others.
But
you're-
everyone has an ass, a
Yeah,
penis.
but your reputation is
Yeah.
what's
That's
more
true. If
important than the
if
name.
people are like, okay, there's this group called ASS, they're very respectful. They've done tons of successful investigations. Well, we should probably invite them over. Versus somebody who's like, well, I've heard of this group ASS. They're nasty, and they run
Exactly.
around and they grab the ghosts
But-
and they
but
do
of
nasty
course, look,
things. And
this
maybe
was-
They
we
hold
don't
the
want.
ghost down.
Yeah.
This was, 10 or 15 years ago, we didn't really have Google reviews and all this
Sure.
other, when I
Yeah.
had Ass.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, acknowledging supernatural spirits, that sort of implies the existence of a natural spirit, right?
Yes,
So,
yeah.
what is the difference between a supernatural spirit and a regular spirit? Or are all spirits supernatural?
No, I think I think it all has to do with the level of intelligence. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, so like a
there's going to be
dog
other
spirit.
people's with other opinions.
Oh, but is it? Yeah, I guess you could just say every spirit is supernatural.
I mean, I
just-
feel like maybe if this is my thinking, maybe right now we have natural spirits inside us, and once they're
Yeah.
out earthbound
Right.
walking around, that's kind of
That's
a
more
supernatural
supernatural,
phenomenon.
Right. So, all spirits, a natural spirit usually needs, or I guess 100% of the time, needs a body to inhabit. But a supernatural spirit can live outside
It's
of
not
a body.
natural for a spirit to live outside of a body.
maybe a
Right.
supernatural spirit might have more abilities to travel in and out of, realms or
Spider-Man.
whatever,
Rooms,
so,
realms.
so-
Okay, so is there? I have a question. Is there any kind of wall that a spirit cannot pass through?
Well, I think there are. Again, this goes into supernatural versus not. So we've talked about this before, whether how strong your will was when you were alive might have factor into how strong your capabilities are when you're in your next life.
when you say how strong your will is, do you mean like your
will to live?
Okay,
your,
so-
will,
so
your
you're-
drive, your
people with
Yeah.
have high vital energy?
that are driven,
Yeah.
and
Versus someone who, like, say,
likes to sleep on the couch all day and not do anything.
yeah,
you
or
know?
So
maybe
lazy
someone who
people, when
somebody
they die, they just they're gone.
I'm just
They
a
just don't exist
possibility. I
anymore.
don't,
or like someone who just gave up on life and slipped away and
Yeah.
just gave up. They said,
Yeah.
"I don't want to live anymore," and they just
So
slipped
people
away.
without the will to live.
Right.
Well,
And
it could possibly not have quite the capabilities that someone
So
who is driven and
if
strong
somebody, I guess if somebody
possibly, this is just a theory.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with that theory, so people who commit suicide, that represents to me very little will to live. So are these people? They're just basically nothing.
Now you say that they may not. They may have different capabilities because of their anger.
True.
So
I guess
if someone gets really angry enough to kill themselves,
They might have different
be-
types of capabilities in their
Okay.
afterlife.
it could. It
So you're
just
saying
takes,
it's
it
like
takes a pretty strong will to kill yourself too. Maybe a different
Absolutely.
kind of
Yeah.
will.
but
The
it's
will
an
to
angry,
die.
But it's an angry will. So
Yeah.
you might have different. You might only have one set of capabilities in your afterlife, which would be
Like-
anger related.
Yeah, Hulk style.
So
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to arrive at. We know what kind of people do become spirits and
Little girls.
Little girls who have big wills to live often become spirits. But I guess I'm curious, what kind of person is just they die and they're just
Yeah, let's talk about the kind of person who there's just nothing for
they're
them.
just dust. They don't
Yeah.
exist anymore. No spirit. No
Their
ghost.
spirit, if it
Someone-
does exist, is basically stuck in time like a particle from a sneeze,
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
just walk right
That-
through
Yeah,
it.
you
That-
would never know. You're probably walking through billions of them every
Of
day.
just
You-
losers.
you don't
really.
even
Yeah.
So
notice
those
them.
could
Yeah.
be possibly your residual type haunts
Hobo.
instead of an intelligent haunt. So a residual
A
haunt.
hobo's good.
The difference between a residual haunt and an intelligent haunt is an intelligent haunt will have the capabilities to respond to you if you call out to them. A residual haunt might be, say you had a routine every morning. You went downstairs, you made a cup of coffee, and you got your paper and you read your paper. That might be your loop for the rest of the life. And you might, a paranormal team might see this or witness this, but that's all that they're going to get.
Right.
So what about? Yeah, I guess what about like a homeless, a
hobo,
punk rocker,
junkie,
a pothead? These people are just gonna kind of just
a doper.
dissipate into just.
Well, I feel like some of them have pretty strong wills.
Again, it depends on the will.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
Like a punk rocker would have the will to dismantle the system.
So
Yeah,
Addicted
like
to
break
Cheez-Its.
glass glass, like break glass of establishments, like
to
windows and
somebody
Target.
that had those lives, you can think of it this way. They might have a whole different perspective in the afterlife, and they may want to try to communicate with you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
We were hearing these pops. We've talked about the
We've
pops.
been here, although it's been
Little
probably
quiet
20
lately,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Since we heard one.
Also,
Those-
did the air conditioning turn on?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Actually,
That's okay.
You want to
No,
stand
no,
up?
it's fine. It's
It's,
fine.
it's fine. It's
fine,
fine.
yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
pick up
It's
too
not too
much.
bad.
Not too worried
So-
about it.
I was just worried. I heard the AC starting up. I thought maybe it was a spirit.
Those ways to communicate could vary depending on how you were in this
Yeah,
life. You know,
like the ghost of a hipster might be like, latte, please.
where I would be because
That'd
I'm
be
a
more Don Pardo.
Well, that could be if Don Pardo was a hipster.
Well, if Don Pardo died,
well.
He did.
If you said
You're shitting
if
me.
you said latte, since I'm kind of like a dad joke guy, I'd be
Yeah.
like a little a.
Yeah,
You know,
a little.
I'm glad
yeah.
you saved it.
I know. Yes, throwing it in there.
Bump that mic.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Or the ghost of a woman might be like, ooh,
a hot woman.
ooh.
A ghost of a lunch lady might be.
It sounds more like the
lunch.
ghost of the
Here's your
studio
lunch, I'm
audience.
ugly. Lunch.
You know what would be
Ugly lunch.
to me would be interesting would be to collectively save. All of these. If we could get everybody to communicate and work together, save and share their findings to see if those match up what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, why
if-
are people so resistant to doing that?
Oh, who knows?
Why?
You know?
Yeah. Why is there not a kind of an open database where we can post detailed?
I believe there
and
is.
Find the
You could
overlap.
probably go to certain sites to be able to find, certain EVP that you might want to hear. But some groups are super secretive about what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get
and
the point in that because it's just you're keeping all this great
Well-
information.
Exactly.
for yourself.
Declassify it.
there's
Yeah.
some
Disclosure.
There's some. Just turn my mic off. Sorry. there's some. It was a ghost. There's some things I've done. But we also operate on a confidentiality, like a doctor. We operate.
Oh, so it's
It's a
kind of like a
confident-
medical record.
Yeah, it's for
Okay.
some. You ask permission. If they say we don't care what you do with it, then we'll put it out there for anybody who wants to hear it. We used to have it on our websites and stuff, which are no longer up, but because I'm with a different group now. So if we were allowed to post, we would share away, but not all groups think the same.
Well, what about like a resource kind of for other investigators, a database?
I would love to see that.
Like
I
an
don't
open
know
source
that there is
library.
one, but I think that's a great idea.
I think that's something we could move toward in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'll be.
I had a question. This popped into my head. When do you think that can different spirits do they interact with each other, or do they really just see us?
I think if it was me, based on my on my experience, and now granted, you guys know, now the audience doesn't necessarily know. I've been doing this for over 17 years now, so I've experienced a lot, you know, and with a lot of my opinions I'm giving on this podcast are based on my experiences, right? So, with that being said, yes, I believe in both of what you said.
Gotcha.
So
they can interact with each other.
I don't believe all,
Yeah.
but I believe some.
They can get in fights and stuff.
I don't know about fights, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
you know,
they're on the same team.
Look,
Spirit
But maybe
battle.
it's like prison. Maybe you get there and they're like,
Who's the toughest?
Yeah, who's the
Yeah.
toughest guy? Maybe
But-
they're like,
but-
you got to go hang out with these.
but
other
are
ones.
angels and demons fighting? So I mean, if they are, then
You
Oh,
would
like
hope
the
so.
prophecy.
yeah. So then why can't any other spirits fight amongst themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if you do something, if you have such a shit life, or if you have so little will, maybe
If you're just like a
you get beat up,
Or
human dirt.
or shut down.
maybe they
Yeah.
shut
Where
you down.
to where you can't communicate if you wanted to.
I guess
Yeah.
that's true. If
Someone they keep talking over you, trying to go, "Hello, I'm here. I want to communicate with you," and another ghost going, "Nah, nah, 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 nah,"
Yeah.
over
That'd be
you.
the Karen ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you so when you talk about strong-willed people, I'm thinking about just personally like The Rock is going to have a serious go. We
That-
should be afraid when
Yeah.
he dies. Probably
We
'cause
absolutely should.
He's like that guy's got so much will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're at the place he's
Hey,
going to haunt.
hey,
Oh my
you know
god!
what? You
I
wanna-
really hope he doesn't die in his Scorpion King costume.
You know what
Oh,
happens?
yeah.
You know what happens when you grab the Rock's ass, right?
What?
What?
You hit rock bottom.
Oh man.
That is true.
I-
See, that would
What
be
happens when
rock
you grab
bottom.
his cock?
You
Oh no,
come. You come.
oh god!
Yeah.
cock
Rock
bottom.
hard.
Is that cock bottom?
Cock rock.
I think it's rock cock.
I think it's a hard rock.
Rock. I want to change the subject here,
Please.
because I'm curious. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
I
you
had
know
a
what?
few
Now that I
more.
think,
we were kind of doing something awesome there for a little bit.
I'm
That was maybe gonna
curious.
be a clip on YouTube, but okay.
But I do like the idea of the being
Rock's
scared of the
cock?
rock
No, I'm
spirits. You know,
Yeah,
that
no, because
Yeah.
he's somebody who he wakes up, he sleeps 2 hours a night.
and his
Yeah.
and his side partner,
Exactly.
Kevin.
Kevin
Hart.
Absolutely, man.
And
Can you imagine him as a spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Holy
be small.
moly! Well, but he would small in spirit, but not small in like
Stature.
Yeah, or-
Maybe he would get bigger.
and persona and everything
Yeah.
else. You know,
Yeah.
But that'd be, I mean, as far as ghosts that haunt your house and your life, Kevin Hart's got to be up there because of the comedy. Yeah,
I think if-
Definitely.
And I will say that he's
yeah.
large in spirit.
Yeah.
I would not
he's a
mind.
big little man.
I would not mind him at all. He's hilarious. I
Yeah,
would
he's
not
great.
mind
very
him at all.
funny.
Who doesn't like
you know.
Kevin Hart?
I would be really scared of The Rock as a ghost, especially if I had grabbed his cock
Yeah.
before he died.
If I had hit
I think he might have a bone to pick with me.
Yeah, well, before you died, if you grabbed his butt, you
Yeah.
really have hit rock bottom.
That spirit's going to latch onto you.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna latch onto him. Watch out, The Rock! I'm coming for you.
Why'd you,
Why'd you demonstrate on Patrick, dude?
you saying I look like The Rock?
You look exactly like The Rock to me.
Wow.
I'm Samoan.
But I am really curious if what you
Oh,
think.
it's Dwayne Johnson.
It's Dwayne's Johnson. It's Dwayne's Rock Hard
Now
Johnson.
we're gonna have because he did. We're gonna have to go.
We're gonna
gotta
have to
back
do a
all
whole-
of that
yeah,
up.
All
We
right.
have to cut between.
Well, okay, we Dwayne'd his Rock Hard Johnson.
Dwayne his
We Dwayne'd his Johnson.
Good.
Is that what you
You
want?
Dwayne his rock of all its Johnson.
That's good. I love that.
Okay, we
Lord.
did it. All right.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think what's going on with witchcraft? Is
Keep up
that
with all
real?
that.
And if, is
Yeah,
that real? And if it is,
are you a good witch?
I'm not a. I don't claim to do anything.
Why are you? What's wrong
you
with you?
don't believe in that at all.
Well, he is sort of.
Oh
he
no,
has
I believe in
techniques.
it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just out of my.
Do you believe that there's such thing as as he said so rudely, like a good witch? Do you
I
think
believe
that's
in.
even
I
real?
believe there's a good witch and a bad witch. Yeah.
Just one of each.
No, I mean I believe in good and bad witches.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotcha.
I believe they exist.
And
you
there's
tell-
still it's still going on. Witches are
Which
still
the
doing
practice
their thing.
of that absolutely is. I have friends that are claimed to be.
Oh, okay.
And can you? So I guess what we've always learned from media is you can tell the difference physically, right? So a good witch is blonde, and a bad witch is.
Now, I haven't
usually-
heard that. I know you can tell them, in their demeanor.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
they don't.
obviously.
Right.
But-
An evil witch is usually like
well, you say
Yeah.
that, but not necessarily.
Yeah,
An
but a
evil
good
witch
witch
could be
is also
extremely
laughing.
nice to you.
true, like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then build a voodoo doll of you, and
Oh man.
Tell me,
Oh,
tell
yeah,
me
it's
about
just a
you know
ploy to
what?
get
That's
your
something
hair.
we haven't talked about. We talked a lot last time.
Yeah.
We had a lot of things, but voodoo was not ever.
Yeah.
didn't
We
even-
talked about cryptids
even
last time,
say-
right?
Yeah, we did a lot of cryptid
Yeah.
stuff.
I want to cover new ground here.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your feeling on voodoo?
So we were talking about the Ouija board too.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
We haven't. I don't think we talked about
Well,
Ouija
let's
boards last
talk
time.
Ouija first. Then.
Yeah.
So here's my take on the Ouija. This is my opinion. This is for anybody listening, and I stand by this opinion. The Ouija board, I don't practice. I've used it once on an investigation. I'll never use it again. What you're doing is real. I don't care what people say in the comments on. This is my opinion on this, and I stand by it. If you use this thing as a tool, you better know how to use it, and you better know. I would strongly advise to use it for a specific. If you're trying to reach someone's name, reach that. Try to reach, because if you're just calling out to anything and anybody, you're opening Pandora's box.
Mm-hmm.
You really are, especially if you're in a home where you think it's haunted, and you've already had experiences it being haunted. That's the same thing as us paranormal investigators doing an EVP session. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, it's a game by the sense of it being a game.
It comes in a box.
Yes,
but-
Yeah.
but what you're doing,
Hasbro does make it.
Yeah.
but what you're doing is real.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
So that's my take on the Ouija.
So if you do use a Ouija board in a place where you think it's haunted, you should know the spirit's name first.
I would know everything about anything you're doing, every bit of research.
That's an experts only.
Yeah. Research everything first before you use it, and know how to close it.
Yeah.
You know.
I used a Ouija board in high school at my
Really?
my,
I
at my
never knew
girlfriend.
that.
Yeah, I used it one time at my girlfriend's house, and it was me, her, and her friend, and we were doing it, and we only got to the name of the spirit, and it was Gub, Gub. Now Gub, does that strike you as, because that's when we stopped, because we were like, that's not even almost a human.
What you do is Google it and
Gub?
see what all comes up.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Gub Paranormal.
Okay.
And see, or Gub Ghost and see
Gub
what happens.
Ghost.
Were you using it in the mirror? And it was,
Yeah, it was
you were
bug.
talking to a bug.
Yeah, maybe you.
So here's why I
been.
want. When we used it on,
So I've just Googled Gub Ghost, and what comes up is privately made firearm, and it's a bunch of pictures of
so maybe
3D
it's a
printed
clue,
of
right?
guns.
Like, and then
so here's what I
Well, ask for the name, and it said.
I'm sorry, I cut you. Go ahead. I cut you off.
Well, I'm just saying that it could be a clue. It's intentionally leading you down a rabbit hole.
It could be. So and here's why I say that. So when we used it, and I used it with someone who knew how to open it and close it. A lot of these people using these things don't close it.
When you say open it and close it,
You
it
have
folds
to-
like a
you have
Settlers
to-
of
you have
Catan
to-
board,
huh?
doesn't it? It folds.
No, you have to close out the game.
Oh,
and I don't know how to
okay.
do that, but I don't remember. This was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember last week. So that's hilarious. I saw that.
that was what came up when I
Yeah, that was
Googled
awesome.
Gub Paranormal.
So when we used it, all mine did was come up with. We did the thing, and I was like, "Oh, nothing's going on. It's just a bunch of numbers, right?" I wrote those numbers down in sequence, right? And I Googled them when I got home. And there are all kinds of religious and satanic meanings to those
Really?
said
Whoa.
numbers. I never used the Ouija board after
Well,
that.
while we're on the subject of Ouija boards, we went a couple weeks ago, we were in Portland, Oregon. We went to a goth nightclub called the Coffin Club.
I want to go.
It was
fun.
incredible.
You would have loved it.
It was
Yeah,
fun,
it was so
but
great.
the dance floor was a Ouija board.
I mean,
As long as you don't have the planchette, is that fine?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
You know, but that's just my I would love to have a Ouija board like those carpets you can
Those are
get.
kind
Yeah.
of just
Yeah.
that's not a real.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
looking.
As
They
long as
really
you don't
are.
have
Because
multiple
it
people's
can't,
hands.
it can't contact like a Ouija
It's
You
the
board.
have to-
planchette is where the magic
Yeah.
is, right?
Right. Just well, I won't say that, but yes. You have to. To my knowledge of it, you have to initiate it.
Mhm.
So I guess
But what if someone's wearing like clear shoes?
Like planchette type shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they're not, if they're sitting there walking on it and talking, trying to call something out, they just walk across it, And again, it could be in a totally different context because it's just been painted on there. It may not
Yeah.
even be the true.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
It's like a replica.
So if
Of
you say that everybody has some element of spirit in them. That's what you believe, right?
I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty common belief. So and
Spirit.
people
not-
oftentimes
not
have
necessarily religions. Just
yeah, of
spirit,
course, yeah. People oftentimes have a hard time getting in touch with themselves. Do you think it is a worthwhile exercise to sit there, just one man sitting at a Ouija board, asking yourself some questions?
I don't
see where
even
it
think
goes?
you need the Ouija board to do that.
Really.
You can.
That's what meditation is,
absolutely meditation.
Yeah.
So
Or
you
even
would
just
consider
lying
that
down.
a form of it could be a meditation.
You could be a meditation.
Yeah.
Now, we can take this on a different. If you're trying to get in touch with your inner self, meditation. But if you think something is attached to you or something of that nature, you still don't need the Ouija board. Put up some audio devices.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend doing any of that stuff alone.
If one of our listeners does find themselves the vehicle on which a spirit decides to attach themselves, what is the best way to get that spirit off of your person?
First and foremost, sage is good.
Sage. And what do they not like about sage specifically?
The smell. Just
stinks to them.
It's just
It's kind of the opposite of sulfur.
But now
So
you might have
spirits
to.
hate Thanksgiving.
That's probably one of the most interesting statements I've heard so far this year.
I think most spirits are probably Halloween lovers.
Yeah.
You know what mine is?
Oh, is that why
Who doesn't
Thanksgiving-
want to hear an Oonga Boonga from an EVP?
Thank you.
Is that why? That's why Thanksgiving is after Halloween because
Exactly,
you're
that's-
the sage and the
you're
turkey
cleansing.
stuffing.
And think
Yeah.
about what is Thanksgiving but a giant Native American burial ground.
Well,
Oh my God!
so some cultural spirits may love Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Some might not.
Pilgrims.
Some might hate
Yeah.
it.
Pilgrims.
Maybe a pilgrim. I feel like a pilgrim spirit will like Thanksgiving a lot more than a Native American.
yeah,
Yeah.
or a hungry spirit.
Yeah.
But going back
Slimer.
to get ridding thing, there's you can depending on your religion. There's demonologists in every. They're called different things in every religion. You can have people come bless your home. You can have people. There's things you could do that I don't necessarily recommend. Like I know I've heard of beating pots and pans, randomly at different hours of the night. But I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because depending on the spirit, it might just make them more
Yeah.
mad.
And you might get a neighbor attached to you.
Might
You
get
might, or the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might get handcuffs
If you're
attached to you.
if you're in an apartment building, then I wouldn't know if I would recommend that. But sage for sure, crystals. There's different types of crystals.
Which crystals are the best?
I can't not remember.
You'd have to go to a crystallologist.
You could just Google crystal protection.
Okay.
If a spirit is attached to you, is there somewhere that you can go that the spirit could not follow you? Like for example,
like a
if you
spirit car wash.
if you were like
A
if
locked
you were
room.
so better ideas than what you guys both said is maybe like the bottom of the ocean or outer space. Do you think a spirit could follow you to either of those places?
I would say yes.
So
My
James,
gut-
I don't think there's any. And again, if the spirit can attach itself to you, it's got to be an intelligent enough spirit. See, I also feel that. Again, this is based on my experience. Okay, so I also feel that some spirits are locked and can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They are like in a house, and that's where they're going to be. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But I feel, and I know that other spirits have free freedom to go wherever, just because of all the EVP we've gotten all over the place in my time. So with that, yes, I feel like they could, now they may be stronger to be able to communicate in different places. Just because of the elements around them.
Yeah.
The conduits around them. So.
Because I have maybe an idea that if people are being attached on by demonic or scary spirits, I mean, maybe we can send these people to the moon, deattach, use sage up there, bring the people back down, and maybe we can just send all the evil spirits out to another planet
prison,
or the moon.
Like we
yeah,
make a prison
exactly.
Out of the moon, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
Do you?
We'll just get a Ghostbuster trap.
That might be easier now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can just put two
more
words
cost
together.
effective.
I don't know what a ghost. Do you know what that is though? A Ghostbuster
I have no
trap?
idea. If I was to guess, I'm sure it would be some sort of energy based.
Yeah, but you need DARPA for all that.
Would you
dark
say
matter,
it's like
energy? Who knows?
Yeah,
It's like a
exactly.
vacuum into a hard drive, essentially, but on a ghost level.
Right, using dark matter.
Yeah.
Technology.
Like
This is a
DARPA.
question I've always had, which I don't know. I think maybe I don't
If
think
that
I
even
asked this
exists,
last time.
dark matter technology.
Do you?
It's called voodoo.
As far as you know. Oh wait, let's talk about
Touché.
voodoo. We left voodoo. I want to talk about voodoo again. Do you have you ever had a voodoo
So
experience?
if somebody
no offense, but you'd be a pretty easy voodoo doll.
well,
to
sure, but if somebody was to make a voodoo doll of me, I would love for them to fix my back.
I have the same problem, yeah.
make. All right.
If you're gonna stab me in the back, could you do it with acupuncture ways and actually
Hit the right
right,
spot.
right, hit the right
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you guys would, both of you, I guess, because of your family, might be good candidates for a head shrinker.
What if there's a lookalike of right? So you.
He thinks I have a big head. His head is
Caitlin's face right then was priceless.
twice as big.
You guys are like crash test dumb. All of you guys, maybe. I think I'm a
You
normal.
were
No.
You look like a bug.
You were an
look
ant.
exactly like a bug.
Yeah, that's why a voodoo person would not want to shrink my head
Because there's nothing. You already have the worst
You already have a
physical
shrinking
situation.
head.
There's
They would
nothing
use
can do.
your
Are we
head to
talking
shrink.
Beetlejuice head shrinkers?
Yeah.
I
They
love
would
that
use
movie.
your head to teach people how to shrink heads.
Your head is the anamorph. It's the second to last stage in the anamorph book
On the way
about
to a
shrinking
bug?
heads. Yeah,
Oh,
and bug.
okay.
Yeah, both.
So
of those
anamorph,
things.
but not about turning
About
into an
it's an
animal.
anamorph
Are-
of a shrunken head turning into
Are
a
head
bug.
shrinkers real? I've never,
Head shrinkers are real. Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
A head shrinker?
Yeah.
I think that I've
That's
seen
like
there's
a-
photos of
there's-
shrunken
there's-
heads.
I mean, I've never
tribes
heard
that
of
would-
them other than the
They would take
Beetlejuice.
heads and they'll
So that was a
dry
real
them
reference
out.
then
I
in
don't know.
Beetlejuice.
Oh,
yeah.
They came,
yeah.
Can
yeah,
I pose a scenario here, a voodoo scenario?
Yeah.
So somebody really hates, let's say, Pitbull. Okay, somebody really hates the singer slash
the
rapper,
rapper.
Mr. Worldwide Pitbull. They make a voodoo doll of Pitbull. They're sticking pins in his chest, in his heart. Okay, then somebody's
Somebody's going to hear this and do this.
I hope nobody does that. Don't try this at home.
Don't
okay?
do that to Pitbull.
And
Yeah,
then
please
somewhere
don't.
in New York City, a Pitbull impersonator dies. Do you think this is possible? Do you think maybe that someone who looks a lot like the voodoo doll?
Especially if they didn't really know what they were doing.
I would think that you would need
You
to
need
know
a- you need-
social security number.
yeah,
Okay,
you need
or an
like
email address.
for voodoo dolls. Don't you
you have
need
to
like
have
a strand of hair?
Right, I was going to say
Well,
something
Yeah.
that
Pitbull has
belongs
no
to-
hair.
Right. That's why.
Well,
That's why
up
Cameron
here.
expertly picked him as an example.
Maybe up there. You don't know what he's got down there.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't?
Well,
That's true. He
this
could
is
have had it all laser removed.
Here's my theory: is
No,
the
he's got
more
a little beard. He's got a little
this
chin
little
thing.
soul patch,
Yeah.
Mr. Clean.
That's a tattoo.
My thought
could
is
be.
the more
They
the
call me
more-
Mr. Cleaner at work.
because you're a janitor.
Because I clean cars all day. At Avis.
Oh, okay. I was
But-
close.
but-
I didn't know what you did for him.
Yeah, no, that's all right. But they call me Mr. Cleaner because Mr. Clean is
Also,
already taken.
Oh,
Right.
so
Yeah.
So I'm Mr. Cleaner.
That makes sense.
So,
oh,
just saying.
cleaner than clean.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. The more DNA that you can get from a person, the more accurate the voodoo doll is. So basically, if you take their eyes, their nose, their mouth, their legs, their arms, eventually
They might
you'll have
die.
You'll have a perfectly well. Then you replace
No, that's
all
what
of
I'm
their
saying,
organs
yeah.
perfectly,
And then
That
the
voodoo
feedback
doll
is
will be
instant.
able. Yeah, exactly.
and they immediately they feel it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
a good
could
point.
you? What happens if
But
you
then,
actually?
but their original form is so injured that it might as well not even exist.
Yeah.
Well, or just becomes a a clone then at that point,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
A clone where the original
oh my God!
is
Let's
like
talk
dead.
about clones.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
How up
Well,
to,
what about a clone voodoo?
Yeah.
Like you're doing voodoo on one? Well, that's
You're
back
doing
to the,
voodoo on a. If you did voodoo on a clone, would the clone and the original person get hurt?
That just blew my mind.
Yeah. Also, like, has anyone ever done something really nice to a voodoo doll? Like one of
Like I said,
these?
like fix my back.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
what he's begging for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Right.
Do you yeah? What do you know? Any info on clones?
Are
that
they
you can
doing
give us?
human cloning?
I believe they.
Because they cloned a sheep.
So,
Yeah.
so without getting too much into politics,
Uh-huh.
there are people that think that Biden is not Biden.
Oh, I'm one of those people.
Really?
I think he's
Yeah.
branded.
But they believe that the Biden is versus the Biden that was before the presidency
It's obvious.
is Biden is not
He-
is an
yeah.
imposter.
He was especially recently. He was 600 years old 6 months ago, and now he's doing backflips.
yeah.
Makes
well,
no sense.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
What do you think of the theory that?
But I believe cloning is possible in humans.
What-
I absolutely believe
Oh, it's
that.
definitely possible. I just think that some people think that no one would ever cross that ethical line.
I think we've already crossed it.
What do you think of the theory that, speaking of people in power, that some photos came out some weeks ago that were photorealistic, hyper-realistic masks of world leaders, Trump, Biden, Jill Stein, and they were basically saying these people are not actually even real people. Different actors are playing these people. That's why they act
I don't think they're
differently.
actors. I think they're alien shapeshifters.
Yeah. So that's more. You're more in that school of thought than the clone thing.
Look, people can. I don't. In some things, I joke around a lot about. But some things, I'm not.
Yeah, of
you
course.
know. I mean, and it would not. Let's put it this way: if it comes out, and that the truth, and that's happened, I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
The truth was really
I
unveiled.
wouldn't be shocked
Not
either.
one bit.
Yeah.
Not one
You'd
bit.
probably be shocked if it turned out that there were no alien shapeshifters, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Which
Yeah.
how do you even prove that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess you would have to have
Jollibee
like, a
is an
very
alien
trustworthy
shapeshifter.
person say it.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Well,
let's
yeah,
hear
say
this
your
theory.
theory that
yeah.
you-
So
Yeah,
we talked.
yeah.
Are you sure we got a minute? We got.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah.
So I saw that video, and my theory on Jollibee is that Jollibee is an alien shapeshifter. The reason that all their food tastes so good at that restaurant versus anywhere else, that food at that restaurant was banned from his home planet.
Well, why was it banned
the-
from his home?
No, I don't know.
Because it's human food.
It's delicious human.
They banned, but they're and all the UFO sightings we're seeing, they're transports from.
They have been opening up a lot of new locations. They've been franchising out a lot more.
Well, there you go.
They're spreading like a
Yeah.
virus almost.
And hey, you know what? Good.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It's just
You put one next to my house.
The first thing that popped in my head when I saw y'all's videos, like that guy's an alien.
He does look like
It's an alien
Yeah.
bee.
Yeah.
I've
Yes.
never
The
seen a
Jolly
red
Bee.
bee.
I mean,
Makes no sense.
come on now. Who else is gonna come up with that but an alien? I mean,
Yeah.
A Filipino. Filipino would come up with that.
I guess so.
could be.
Yeah.
Where are they based out of?
The Philippines.
Oh, well, that's,
Yeah.
I was like, well, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why would you randomly say that?
He has some ideas about race.
He does.
I'm big respecter of the Philippines.
There you go. There you
I thought you
go.
were going to say I'm a big respecter of race.
That too.
Well, what else?
Here,
I'm
here.
trying to think.
Okay. Here's one. Do you think robots could be real?
They are.
Well, they are real.
Like
But now,
Robot,
like
But
that kind
our-
of like that
our-
kind of robot.
but our what do they call them?
Cyborgs.
No, Robotronics.
Robotronics.
Robotronics real. That's an alien race.
Really? Okay.
And
Oh, yeah, we
what-
were talking
what-
about that
what
earlier.
makes
Yeah.
them Robotronic?
I don't know that much
suppose?
about Robotronics.
You
And
just
I'm
know
not
their
even sure
name.
I'm saying that right.
Okay.
There's a name for AI race of alien species. You could probably Google that.
What do you say to the person who thinks
Supposedly out there, anyway.
who like that ghosts and spirits and demons and aliens and AI is all within the purview of human consciousness, and that there's nothing outside of this presence, which is the human spirit?
I'm talking to a friend of mine who's in the film industry, and we're talking about doing a show. If
To your
none
point.
of would be a fifth production about how all of this is interconnected.
Mm-hmm. But what do you say to the person who says easy answer for why all that's interconnected is because it's all within our minds?
Well,
as in there's no actual phenomena happening outside of
the outside of the inexplicable nature of human consciousness.
That's something I'd have to give a little more thought on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you could also ask that question. It doesn't have to be about aliens and werewolves or whatever. You could probably say the same thing about hamburgers and hot dogs.
Or just life in general.
I think
well,
that's
no one is
kind
wondering
of
where those things come from.
I am.
So wait.
Where do they come from?
So wait. He really wants to know where's the beef.
That's right.
You kind of are dressed like
it's
you sell
beef.
hamburgers.
Yeah, you look like a Burger King guy.
Do you think that if he died, he would make a ghost, or is he like too weak-willed and kind of just
Yeah.
like a dust
I don't
speck
know.
in the universe?
Let me tell you something.
Close to
Is he
nothing.
kind of
I
just
work
like
close to
human
nothing
detritus?
and something.
Let me tell you, I've seen little guys beat the crap out of big, huge bouncers in my day.
Not
so,
this little guy.
yeah.
Are you talking about in another realm?
No, I'm talking about right here. Like when I used to own my bar, I have seen people that you would not think were able to do things.
Have you ever
you've seen those videos where people like lift up a car?
Yeah.
You know, to
Have you ever
say-
seen
Marvel.
a guy like me have sex with a woman like Doja Cat?
Pornhub. There's everything's on Pornhub, man. I tell you.
You saw him fucking Doja Cat
I mean,
on
it might as well have
Pornhub?
been him, you know.
Fucking Doja Cat.
I mean,
Oh my
I
god.
didn't realize you did that. Do you, Matt? Have you ever seen? Have
Is
you
that
ever,
kind of thing possible in another realm?
hey, look, they say that we all have an identical twin in this world. Have you heard-
Doppelganger.
I have many doppelgangers. I've
Yeah,
worked.
all of my
A lot of
doppelgangers
people
are
look
on
like me.
Pornhub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst place to find your
Oh
doppelganger.
man, well, I mean, look, I'm
That's
just your
bad.
average bald guy. I mean, so there's a million of those on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I'm always searching just your average bald guy.
I'm not. I just happen to kind of scroll.
They should make a program where you, like NBA 2K, you
just-
scan your face in and it finds the closest porn star.
I'm trying to
But you're not
scroll
allowed
through
to
all
scan
of.
your crush's face in.
or your
No.
crotch.
I have to scroll through all of them to find what I want to watch. You know,
Uh-huh.
so they just happen to be.
Is
there.
it mostly you're searching for stuff about ghosts and aliens, or is it mostly normal stuff?
There's nothing normal on Pornhub.
That's right. Sex is not normal.
No.
It's disgusting.
No, absolutely
Matt, have you
not.
ever seen somebody die?
Yes, I've had. I was a firefighter for 15 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you ever?
Jeez.
Did you feel like when you saw that happen, that maybe you felt like when you've been around death?
I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all serious all of a sudden.
No, you just answered Caleb's
Yeah,
serious
Caleb
question.
is the serious
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, I would have been offended if you had seen someone die and you said yes, but
No, just straight
Is
up.
it-
Yes, on Pornhub.
That is good.
Touche. I see what you did there. The
Yeah.
circle
Yeah.
is now
all right,
complete.
bringing it back to seeing someone die.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
you saw somebody die, did you feel the sense that that a spirit was leaving or created or something? Do you feel that when you're around?
No,
death?
at the time, I'm just more concerned with
The
I
here
wasn't
and
able
now.
to save them.
Gotcha.
Then,
Right.
Gotcha. Because
I didn't do my job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because you wonder about. You mentioned earlier that 1 ounce or whatever that is in everybody. That when you die, it thing.
I can't remember the exact.
Whatever
maybe it's
the
a
measure
gram
is.
or
Some-
something.
yeah, something.
that kind of that weight. I was wondering if you're when you're around somebody who dies, and I guess we can only speculate. Is it do you feel that weight leave the room or stay in the room? You know what I mean? Is that like the pressure almost changes?
The times that it's happened to me, I've had, I think, 2 die in my arms. I didn't think about that. I'm thinking about
Yeah,
a million other things.
course.
Yeah,
obviously, because a
definitely.
million other things were happening around us
Yeah.
when we were on those. So one of them died in my arm. Well, a few feet. We were trying to save a lady that. This is at my old studios.
Oh, really?
Somebody ran a stop sign, killed this lady in her car.
Oh, that's awful.
And
Oh my God.
I was the only firefighter, and this guy that worked at the Good Shepherd house that was behind the place, he was a medic too. We heard the noise, ran out, tried to save her, brought her back, did CPR. She came back for a few seconds, and then she just went.
Wow.
Jeez.
And we were still waiting on EMS at the time. I had pulled my truck up to block the road because I had lights on my truck and everything, and to keep it from anybody else, coming to interrupt the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was the second time. The first time it was I was actually on a call, and we responded to a car accident at the Bradley Creek Bridge.
Wow.
And she was basically DOA, and we were pulling her out of the car, and there was nothing we could do. So
you were a firefighter for many years, right?
About 14 or 15 years.
15 years. And did you ever have any paranormal experiences?
Yeah, were you investigating when you were also a firefighter?
No, that all happened after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you have? But did you have any experiences? I mean, I feel like firehouses are usually there's some.
So we've
spirits
investigated
that linger around there.
a firehouse.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it ever one that you?
We did not find anything in this particular firehouse.
No. Did you ask them like have
they
any
asked us to
firefighters
come
passed away or anything?
They asked us to come investigate because
Really?
I was actually a
They
fireman.
kept hearing an alarm or something.
They thought they just didn't want to stay there overnight. There was
Yeah.
people there, so they asked the chief knew me through the fire department, and they asked and knew I was an investigator, and asked us to come in and investigate the place, and we didn't find anything. We didn't get nothing.
So what is that like? That feeling of we just spent all this time, money, resources on an investigation.
It's
Don't
part
really
of
find anything. Is that ever disappointing, or is it just we'll try again next time?
No. So this is what I don't like about the shows. These shows have to deal with ratings and this, that, and the other. So everything has to be exciting all the time, and it's just not the case, folks. It's not. This is not how it. Yes, we have come across places that were haunted as shit, right? But it's not like it doesn't happen every single. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't mean to spoil. Most of the times we disprove and debunk things.
Yeah.
We really do. And but why? And then people go, why do you do it? Well, because it's a passion. We help the community. We give people peace of mind. We get to meet really interesting people. We get to do things that a lot of people don't get to do. We get to go places a lot of people don't get to go. And all of that, in my opinion, is a part of it. And we were talking about this earlier, and I feel strongly about this as well. If you're wanting to be involved in the paranormal and to just go out and get scared and watch the little meters light up, you're missing the big picture.
Yeah.
And what I just said is all part of the big picture, in my opinion.
So it's
I
better
think
to come at it with like almost
Yeah.
the scientific research minded.
Yeah.
Just everything. You get to
Yeah.
hear stories that aren't on the history books.
Mhm.
You get to hear all kinds of cool hand-me-down stories, and it's just, it's just a great field to be in. If you do it in a respectful manner, and you will continue to get work, and you will eventually have an experience.
I think that's a beautiful sentiment to maybe to wind down here.
I
Maybe
had
have
a
a
question.
few final questions.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever investigated a place and been like, oh, thank God that place was not haunted?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Like a place that seemed like it was going to be very scary.
And let me tell you, just because the house is
The knife
old,
store.
just because the house is old doesn't mean it's going to be haunted. Okay,
Mm.
that's a movie thing. And 9 times out of 10, usually it's land related more than it is home related. There's a history with something that was there before the house was even built.
I guess, speaking of land, right? Sea, kind of the opposite. Pirates seem to have a lot of stories about, so you know what I'm talking about. They seem to have a lot of stories.
Pirates are ghosts.
They have a lot of stories about ghosts and stuff.
I see what you did there.
Is there certain professions, I guess, that are just a little more prone to becoming a
To be
ghost?
a coroner.
Probably a paranormal investigator.
Do you think you'll be a ghost when you die?
I hope so.
Yeah, you seem to have a strong will.
I mean,
Do you think that maybe that's what all this is about? Is you're trying to accumulate data
the will
for
to
when
be a ghost later.
Yeah.
I mean, it very well could be because, man, I'm gonna prank like all kinds of people when I'm.
If you prank me, and no offense, I really hope you die before I do.
no offense taken.
And if you prank me, I would feel kind of flattered. I guess if I ever get pranked by a ghost, I'll probably assume it's you. If you're
honestly,
if you
there's all
passed
kinds
on.
of spirits out there.
Yeah.
They're not all angry or all sad like a lot of some people think there are. They're playful spirits. We've had people, go to people's houses where they just like to move objects, like pick up your car keys and set them somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's a playful spirit. That's not somebody out just to try to get you, or whatever.
Sure.
So,
How much dexterity does that take, though, for a spirit to move a pair
lot.
of keys? Yeah, I mean, it must take like centuries of discipline.
a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
caveman.
Did you ever see the
ghosts that
movie
are doing
Ghost
that.
when it's with Patrick Swayze?
Yes.
Like magnify that times like 1,000. When he was learning how to ride on the, to move and to pick up an object and move. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess I have. I mean, unless anyone, I have one.
I have one
big,
more. You
yeah.
can end. I have one more. Do you think there's any truth to the myths of the Greek and Roman gods, Mount Olympus?
I mean, there's what was the volcano that Pompeii was that?
Pompeii.
I mean, I think that's all. I think there's connections there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's so many stories.
Yeah,
Cyclopses.
I think there's some truth. Stories get twisted over time. You've seen, you've heard jokes about the grapevine where it says something at the beginning of the grapevine. By the time it gets to the end, it's completely, skewed.
Yeah.
So, but there's still some truth to it. So I think there's some truth to.
to
Greek.
any of those myths.
I agree. I think there's some kind of.
Yeah, I
truth
guess
to that.
every myth has similar kind
And
of
it-
grooves
yeah.
to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my last question that I have is, what do you think would happen if an Autobot versed a Decepticon?
I mean, Optimus Prime would just kill everybody. So
Okay.
Octopus Prime.
Optimus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
guess
that wraps it up.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Matt, you
what-
go
what do
ahead
you
and
wanna- what do you wanna
plug your shit,
Okay,
man.
so oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. Go check out EEP. Robbie Spencer is the founder of that group.
Where can you find EEP?
Facebook. I
Okay.
think they have a website, but definitely on
And remind us what that stands
Erie
for.
Expeditions Paranormal.
Okay, cool.
They're based out of Fuquay, but we go pretty much we're going a lot of places. We were at Lake Shawnee Abandoned Music Park about a month and a half ago.
And is that like you have public footage of that yet, or is
We're
coming at
working
some
on
point?
it.
Cool.
We're working
Awesome.
on, or
I'm
they're
really-
working.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to see that.
I am not I don't run a group. That is his group. He's the founder. I am an investigator in that group. Good group, good people, diverse group. It's just a great bunch. If we do another one, I might have more info on the 4 productions that I'm working on.
Cool.
I'll say 3 of them are paranormal related, and one of them is gaming related.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I have information on those to where you can go check out trailers,
then we'll do another episode. You can
that'd
plug
Yeah,
it in.
that'd be
absolutely.
great. So-
But keep an eye out. Keep an eye to the sky.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and
And I guess I'm doing some music for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll figure
look out for
something
that.
out.
Devita Studios.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is there do you have a hub? Do you have a website?
I'm working on it.
Okay,
I'm working
cool.
on
Alright.
it, but I do have a Facebook page, Devita Studios on Facebook.
Devita Studios
and
on
I have a
Facebook.
YouTube page, Devita Studios. I only got one song on it, but
It's all right.
I do have
yeah,
a
go
page.
check all that
It's out
out.
there.
Follow,
Yeah.
Yeah, send
follow
it.
our
We'll
guy.
put it in the description.
Yeah, of
Definitely.
course.
A little plug for us.
And as we get more, there's getting ready to be I'm working on all of those pages now. I'm working on an IMDb page for myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do all my music through BMI for Matt Devita and Devita Studios. Let's see what else. That's enough, though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
great.
So,
And then I guess
appreciate that.
a dual plug here in a little bit. We're with Matt. We're going to go investigate a haunted museum. We're gonna make a video out of that. And if you'd
Yeah.
like to see the exclusive premiere of this video, you should buy a ticket to our live show in Brooklyn on Halloween
Do
night.
we want to say
Pierce
where it
will
is
be
yet
here
or
too.
no?
Yeah, it's at the Bell
it's
House.
at the Bell
in Brooklyn.
House.
Oh,
the place we're working on.
investigation.
Yeah, do we want to keep that a secret?
Hey, let's keep it under wraps.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that
let's-
under
we'll
wraps
keep
for
that a secret,
now.
but-
Mummy wraps.
But
Yeah.
look forward to it, and if you
Wraps.
want to see that, you better come to the
Wraps,
live
he
show.
says.
Halloween.
Come check that out. Halloween
Halloween
night.
night.
There's
Tickets will be-
swagpoop.com/shows. Tickets are up.
Yep. See you there.
Mhm.
Yeah, see you there.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank
y'all.
you.
Appreciate it. It's fun again, once again.
Wave goodbye.
Bye.
Perfect, dude.
that
Thank
was
you
great.
again.
Yeah. That was good.
Oh, thanks for tolerating the stupid questions.
No,
too.
I mean the flow was all it was good, man.
Yeah, it's always a blast, dude. We're always.
Got an investigation coming up at the Museum of the Bizarre, and I could really use you guys' help.
This is the Museum of the Bizarre. By day, a $3 admission Museum of the Bizarre.
Apparently, there was some tragedy. We should be concerned.
There's been 12 confirmed deaths.
I wouldn't go in there if you paid me. What happened to your old team?
I'd rather show you.
Guys, I'm really scared.
They weren't brave like you.
Are you real?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The first time we heard it, I was like, okay, roof creaking maybe.
I felt that was following us.
Why were you murdered? Why did you die?
Did you hear that? I heard a fucking voice.